Gangsta grills, the grills. Motherfucker, get up. Got money out the ass, no homo with a rich. About to get out, get
out. It's Toby. It's Toby. It's Toby.
Yo, welcome back to another show. Welcome back to the N.y.a show. It's your host once again here to chop it up. Got a couple of topics to talk about with everybody. I've been trying to bring the show in with something that won't get me copyrighted. Maybe if I play it off the speaker, but playing a little mixtape Wheezy, I don't think that's gonna get me copyrighted on YouTube. I hope not. So I got a couple things I want to say. Before we get started, thank you for everybody that helped me, that supported the last video. I want to give a shout out to one of my subscribers who gave me a shout out, so I gotta get that love back. And that's going to be to her channel. You'll be able to go down and get the link for Tiffany Butterfield. She showed me support and gave me a shout out in her previous video, so I'm doing the same here. Her link is below here at the bottom so that you can follow along that way. I have a friend of mine that will be checking into the show in a little while, but for right now, I'm going to check my room. It's all clear. It's just me in here, and I want to start off with saying how everybody doing and bring to you on my screen, and I hope that we're seeing the same thing. There was new music that came out. All I got a chance to do is listen to a few one time through, but I haven't been able to hear the whole thing, so I can't give my honest review on it right now, but I am going to mention it this week, and I'll probably touch back on it next week. B.O.B. put out an album, Somnia. I haven't listened to it yet, but this is on my agenda for this week. 10 songs, 30 minutes. I can do this. I like the last project that he put out, so I'm going to be looking forward to this one right here. Now, where's my top? I do this for my young boys, man. And that's not, they didn't pull up the right thing. Here it is. I do this for my young boys. I listened to this album all the way through in the house, but I need to hear something like this outside. So it sounded pretty good from my computer, but I definitely got to hear Young Boy outside in my car. So I'll touch back on that. Then, fucking Conway. From King to God, I listened to this album all the way through. I'll have a little bit more for this next week. But goddamn, it was another good week for music, baby. Because fucking Conway is really putting on out here. If this is your first time hearing about Conway, please, once you go listen, please throw some respect on your boy. Those are the 3 projects that I'm looking forward to checking back in with y'all on. The T.I. and Young Thug single was all right, but if that's going to be a lead-in for the new album for T.I., I think it can be a little stronger. What do you say? Go and listen to that new T.I. single. It got Young Thug on it. That also came out yesterday on Friday. Let's see. More sadder news for something I got to speak on, but this is a story I had to bring up. Belgium to return the tooth of assassinated Congolese leader Patrice Lumumba to family. Let's check this out for anybody who maybe doesn't know too much about Patrice Lumumba. I think that this will help us out. This is for everybody who may not know. Let's run through this real quick. Brings us here, Belgium to return the tooth of assassinated Congolese leader Patrice Lumumba to his family. The Congo's first prime minister was assassinated in 1961 and his body destroyed except for a single tooth. After years of lobbying, his daughter told DW getting his last remains was a great victory. All right. A court in Belgium basically has cleared the way for the Congolese independence hero Patrice Lumumba to be returned to his native country. So that is what's currently going on. The decision ends years of lobbying for what is seen as a deeply symbolic gesture to the Congolese people, which it is. Lumumba became the newly independent Congo's first prime minister in 1960 when he was just 34 years old after advocating for an end to colonial rule. Peep that. But after a military coup and the rise of a dictator, Matumbo Sese Seko, Lumumba was arrested in jail. He was assassinated by separationists in January 1961. Lumumba's body is said to have been dismembered and dissolved with acid in an apparent attempt to keep any grave from becoming a pilgrimage site. That's how much that plays into what COINTELPRO was doing when they wanted to prevent the rise of another Black Messiah, when they was talking about never letting anyone with the power of the Malcolm X's and the Martin Luther Kings ever rise up again in this country when the Panther movement hit. No DNA, but all authorities are certain the tooth is to be alleged taken from his corpse and kept all these years by a policeman that helped dispose of his body. Once again, a policeman, a public servant employed by the government of the country, who have yet, I believe, have yet to even make amends for what happened at all, or any reimbursement to the family, or any financial support for what this caused and the pain that it did, or just to tell the truth. But judicial officials were all but certain that it belonged to Lumumba because of where authorities got the tooth. Juliana Lumumba, the independence hero's daughter, told DW that the family was happy about the outcome. My first reaction is, of course, that this is a great victory, Lumumba said, because at last 60 years after his death, the mortal remains of my father who died for his country and its independence for the dignity of Black people will return to the land of his ancestors. Her brother, Francis Lumumba, told DW that it was up to the government of Belgium now to make sure that the remains return to Congolese capital, Kinshasa, as soon as possible. And let's see if any of this, how fast they will go ahead with this. A Belgium parliamentary probe did determine that the government was morally. I skipped something. For many in the Congo, Lumumba represented a symbol of what the country could have been after its independence. His assassination is seen as, by many, the loss of the opportunity for democracy. Instead, Matumbo, who went on to rule the country, which he later renamed Zaire, or Zaire, I hope I'm not saying it too wrong, forgive me, for decades, until his death in 1997. God damn. The time period was characterized by the plundering of the state and its vast mineral riches. The death of Lumumba is a highly contentious event in African history. Question has persisted for decades over the alleged complicity of Belgium and the United States in the coup and his death due to his perceived ties to the Soviet Union. A Belgian, I read that part. A Belgian parliamentary probe did determine that the government was morally responsible for Lumumba's death, while a 1975 U.S. Senate committee uncovered a failed CIA plan to assassinate him. Boom! All these governments involved in taking away one man for what he was standing up to do for his people. Rest in power to Patrice Lumumba. More than this needs to be done, of course. Even if you got Netflix, go and watch the Untold History of the United States. It's like 10 parts, and in one part, they do cover the U.S.'s involvement in what went on with Patrice Lumumba. There is a section on that, so be sure to check that out if you have any further interest in this topic. And I hate these symbolic gestures of just giving, after all these years, something that you guys know you probably put on a shelf, been taking pictures with at all your little kooky and freaky parties, but won't return it to the family and provide no justice at all for what you guys did and what this could have did to the generation that came after him and the effects that it did to the Congolese people. So real apology needed, followed by reparations to his family and the people in Congo for everything that happened and the plundering of the nation following it. So come with the bag, or keep all your symbolic gestures. Hey, and I will continue to speak on Africa. I want to speak on the floods that have been happening in the Sudan and what's been going on. I know it's not a big headlining story, but maybe this is something new for y'all if you never heard of what's going on. Floodwater. So let me run this back. And I am screen sharing.
Has covered these streets in in Sudan. Floodwater has covered these streets in in Sudan's capital, Khartoum. Homes were abandoned as water from the Nile filled them, making them uninhabitable. It's the result of a rise in the river's levels, the highest in more than 100 years.
The amount of water was unimaginable. I was at home not expecting the water to reach my house. It reached the house before me, my house and the homes after me. Around my house, more than 40 homes were destroyed by the floods.
People have taken their properties and left their homes. We have houses that have been partially destroyed and houses that have completely collapsed.
Look at the people still living through these conditions going on in Sudan right now.
For a third week, it's caused floods that has killed at least 100 people over the past month. More than 100,000 homes have been partially or completely destroyed. A 3-month state of emergency has been announced by the government, and the country is now a natural disaster zone. Where people once walked, boats have become the main form of transport. People mostly use them to get to drier land. This isn't the first time the Nile has flooded its banks, but those affected say it's the worst they've ever seen. Sudan's government says at least 500,000 people have been forced out of their homes as a result of the Nile's unprecedented rise in levels. Experts say a large part of that is because of climate change. Last year, the International Committee for the Red Cross had listed Sudan as one of 10 countries to suffer the consequences of climate change. Climate experts say the increase in rainfall on the Ethiopian highlands is caused by climate change. That's led to more water flowing down the Blue Nile, which contributes to 80% of the Nile's water. That's worrying experts who say development along the Nile is adding to the effects of climate change.
The rains usually come at a certain time and people have been counting on that, and they've moved to areas where the Nile borders the banks. But this year we've seen an increase in the amount of rainfall because of climate change, and so the Nile has flooded more than before. In addition, a lot of trees have been cut down to make place for residential areas near the Nile, affecting the valleys where the water would flow through.
Continue to rise over the coming days. People say they hope the water doesn't take long to recede, so they can go back to their homes and start the process of rebuilding. Hiba Morgan, Al Jazeera, Khartoum.
Let me see, this doesn't sound good, right? What's amazing to me is that this is really just going on and we can give out all this money to all these places, but this literally can be solved. And then it steps into climate change because they're cutting down the motherfucking trees, trying to build homes and residencies, shit on the Nile, and it's probably not even gonna benefit the motherfucking people that live and the people who've been affected by it right now. What's happening from that? Those new houses and businesses not gonna hire them. They would hire them and put them at the bottom of the bucket. We already know how these things go. Sudan, the Nile is ancient. It's beautiful. It led to so many achievements through history, but now you see people are using boats for streets that they used to walk on. I'm leaving links down for anybody who wants to contribute, who wants to send money to people who are actually doing something. I was on Twitter and got these results from people who are actually working on the ground. Those links will be down there in the bottom if you want to contribute. But this is completely unacceptable. I want results. I can't say that I'm praying for y'all. I want results. I want people to donate. I want people to do things to actively help you guys over in Sudan. People are talking about it. People do want to help. I hope that this story helps anybody or gets people in contact with what they should do to help in situations like these. That's my job, to bring the news and give you ways to actually help people, not just tell you about it. But this is bad. Lives being lost. Children, mothers, and fathers are in trouble. I want the government. I wish the U.S. government were doing something, but the neighboring countries in Africa should also help out the Sudan on what's going on right now.
So, unpopular opinion, I'm gonna say that's how I feel about what the NBA got going on right now.
With currently the black, incorporating the Black Lives Matter, like literally like into the court, into jerseys, into commercials,
but
advertisement.
I think they only protested for one day.
Yeah, I talked
and
about
got right back in the game.
Yeah, I talked about that. They came out and they said, "Fuck this." They heard homie got. They heard James Blake got shot in the back like that. They said, "Nope." They said, "We're not playing this game." And then they said they had a big meeting, and it kind of was like on LeBron to give it like so what we doing? And then he was like, "We gonna play." You know what I'm saying? Gonna play, and it was like a reversal that quick. And he said that they formed like a criminal, like a social justice coalition and all this stuff. I was like, how did they get all this stuff together? I'm reading on the thing. I'm like, I was like, all right, you can, I respect y'all for doing, there's somebody out there who will argue how big this is.
Yeah.
But I was just like, yo, how did that happen so quick? Like yesterday we was beefing, and it's like in 24 hours, like we straight as long as we give y'all a social justice coalition, and then y'all niggas get back to dribbling.
They put a Band-Aid over our earthquake. Because that did absolutely nothing. That's what I'm talking about. Performance art. Like you said, the turnaround, like y'all couldn't even give us a full 2 days, like, take the weekend off something.
Let me go to sleep and wake up and we still be protesting at least.
Like, people have actually been out protesting far, far longer than the NBA even thought to, trying to really, really put something in action. Like, if all of these people really, truly refuse to do their job, it could really shake and make a rift. But as you can see, that's not going to happen. Whatever stopped them, and something stopped them for a reason.
Right.
It stopped them in their tracks, turned them right back around, and they hopped in front of everything, trying to make it seem like everything was all kiki and cool, when that wasn't really the case.
The thing was, I already knew what it was. They made that call like, yo, we are paying for y'all to be in this bubble. We have spent all of this money, and y'all are not going to play. If y'all don't get back, like literally, because they like, you spent all this, like, get y'all, and they got, y'all right.
There comes a time where if you bout it, I would like to see that you bout it.
Right.
Because like I said, it's gonna keep coming back to the same thing. It is so easy for somebody to put on their jersey Black Lives Matter. That don't take no kind of effort at all. And it don't take no kind of money because they all basketball players. So if they want to show us that they bout it, a walk out of a bubble would show that they bout it. Them catching the plane home,
going straight
that
up,
would show that they bout it.
Them niggas going home, like
that would show that they bout them. Like, can you imagine these players all started playing the game, and after a certain time they just left and didn't come back? Like, for real, just left and did not come back. All of them just catching the plane and went home. And now let me tell you, if they really want to make a statement, they would leave all their Black Lives Matter jerseys on the court and then dip.
Yeah, everybody leave that shit there. Like,
look, that's for free. They getting this first one for free. I just plan your whole mission out for you. All you got to do is execute
it. And that's the thing, but it's too many moving parts, because I'm pretty sure it's them in there that say that same, that issue. They go back and say that same thing, but you always have somebody in the room who like, yo, so like.
Listen.
It's always everybody in the room never gonna agree. That's why we can't. That's why it's gonna be some niggas who will take the jersey off, and other niggas looking at them like, "Yo, put the jersey back on, bro."
There's a quote that I am currently living by, and it says, "Sometimes if you find yourself on the side of the majority, maybe you should reassess your position." Something like that. I think I made a little wordy or something like that, spiced it up a bit, but essentially. It's just like, if you on the same side as everybody, maybe you should step back and think, why am I on the same side as them? Or am I just following the crowd?
Right. Do I truly believe it? Or like you said, am I just following the crowd?
Am I truly smoking this crack, or do I just like the smell?
Yeah, facts.
So I would like to see somebody. Now, I would personally like to see Giannis walk out the rink and head to my house, but that's just me.
Chill out. TikTok. I'm trying to see what's going to go down with it in the next 30 days, next 30 to 100 days before I even try and really give any real time to it. Because I just seen a report saying they was like, yo, we'd rather just shut the whole operation down and sell it to one of y'all niggas. Like,
I'm not surprised.
They dead ass like this our shit.
I mean, it's still all right. Hold on. All right. I have logged into Twitter. I haven't used it on my laptop in a long time. Let me see if I know how to message people. Let's see. Okay, Greg, I found one for you.
Hey.
What are you N.y.a TKO on the twits?
On what?
On the twits?
Yeah.
Let's see. N.y.a TKO. You do not exist.
Oh, on Twitch? For real? I thought that was my name on there.
Oh, I said Twitter. Sorry.
Oh,
I said on the twits. On Twitter, what's your name?
For me, it sounds like Twitch, and I'm like, that is my Twitch name, but it's Never Young Again. Yeah, that's what my Twitter is. Cause I think we follow each other on Twitter.
Young Simba. All right, Young Simba. I just sent it to you. This the one that got me right now. That's the first one I'm gonna send you, and then I'm gonna send you the two white girls I was talking about.
Okay, let me see. Okay. I got this one up. All right, I got it pulled up. Screen. All right, it's showing it on your side now?
Yeah, it is. This shit is hilarious. Yo, let me tell you, I cannot stop watching that. I cannot stop watching that.
I'm laughing.
It's a little hand jar that get me every time. DB started to keep the bands.
Yo, this is what they really out here doing.
And they killed it. I told you they was doing a little hairspray dance.
Go ahead. No, little homie. I like little homie little jig that he had too. Like, yo.
Let me.
That was hilarious. That was fucking hilarious, though. Like, after I like read over that show.
Let me tell you, these TikTok motherfuckers is creative. They're so creative. I love the humor that comes out of TikTok. So at this point, Greg, what do you think? TikTok or Vine?
I think TikTok has definitely it's later and people have got more creative, so it's definitely like a step up in the level of creativity that I see. But Vine was just the having like the minimal and just going by, like it was like the minimum, just being like people used to really be creative. I was just thinking about Vines today when I was like, yo, we do have like a subculture of like little quick 3-4 second things that everybody loves that you just keep seeing over and over again. And I was like, yeah, I miss Vine because I'm not on TikTok as much. But but TikTok is everywhere. So I see TikTok on my Instagram. I see it on my Facebook. I see it on Twitter. Like
my thing for me is just like you said, the minimum, bro. Like, nigga, all you had was 6 seconds And they used to make us bust out laughing, be on the floor, killing us with them 6 seconds. No extensions. 6 seconds. That is what makes Vine like almost unbeatable. The fact that all you had was 6 seconds.
That's facts.
But like you said, TikTok is everywhere. I don't even have to download it.
Mm-mm.
And I can like, I got both of these TikToks from Twitter. You don't even have to download it.
You never even went to Ashley Pickle or Picks. You never went to her shit.
You never went to it.
But look how they do numbers on, you know how they doing numbers on just Twitter itself. So you can know the numbers. Oh yeah, that 3.8 million views. Like, it's amazing. It does make me sometimes sit up here like, yo, what the fuck you in here? Yo, you gotta get a fucking TikTok. Like, but it's some people who I know put a lot of time in that and they stuff not popping off too. So they sit around like, yo, what am I not doing right? What am I not doing right?
Let me tell you, the key is to be cross-platform.
Cross-platforms?
Yeah, because that is a video on TikTok that we saw on Twitter that we talking about through Zoom.
Right.
The key is to learn how to be across all platforms, build it from all platforms, because then at that point, somebody is getting your shit through every angle. You don't even need the sound. the smile and the jig.
Yeah, like yo.
I'm telling you.
And you know, and that's really what I love about the internet, and I love about over here in America, man, because I just don't think you're able to get these type of jokes off about prominent people in other countries without like niggas coming to your door like, yo, come out.
Excuse me, sir. Excuse me.
Yo, come out.
Smiley Love Baby, we see that you said that they don't got no problem pulling up your receipts at your door.
Fact.
Tell you. I think it's the most interesting thing how they censor stuff, because like one of my friends lives in Germany, and I remember we were trying to watch stuff on Netflix, but some of the stuff we had, she just flat out did not have.
So yeah, they'll completely block it. Like on my media page, when I put up certain video or content that's blocked in other countries, it'll be like, yeah, you know, I honestly, she's gonna see it, but you know, little homie in Pakistan, like he's not seeing this shit at all, or you know, where they at? Like certain places, that's like, no, we're no, not over here, buddy.
I think that's so interesting because I don't think that there should be any country that is able to limit what I see for myself.
Right.
Right. You shouldn't have that much power that you can stop what I could see if I got on a plane ride.
That's nuts.
That's the whole process they would have to go through to see some of the same shit. And it's like,
niggas have to.
Some stuff, yeah, absolutely censor.
Yeah.
But, like, what was I going to say? Hold on, I'm eating too much. It's going to my head. I'm getting a headache. But, no. So, some stuff, if it's gory, if it's nasty, you know, like some stuff, okay, I can understand how Instagram will do sometimes where they put like a little screen above it and they say, you know, like this may contain like false information. You have the option to go look at it yourself, but they do warn you. That kind of stuff I think is fine, but just completely blocking it from my view because you believe that I shouldn't be looking at it.
Right, yeah. You should give me the option. You should just put on there, hey, like you said, they put it on there, hey, X, Y, and Z. And I think about that now, who the people who really sit down looking through that, because I got so much stuff in my phone, I probably haven't posted in a while. I'm like, I wonder if I post some of this stuff now, would they try and flag it and say, like, it's not hype, like it's false information and shit,
bro,
based off how old it is. So.
Bro, some of them fact checkers are capped. I don't know how they're capped, but I'm convinced that some of them are capping.
Yeah, I just think it's a lot of bot activity going on. There's no way, you know.
No, I believe it.
Somebody on the other side. There's many it's so much stuff that gets, somebody is hitting send on something like it literally every second. Like, who the fuck has time to be there to catch all of that? And that's how sometimes even I can go to some people, you can go to some people Instagram and they get blocked. Like, you know what I'm saying? Some girls get censored. Certain people get that shit quick. Like, hey, you violated or whatever. And they keep coming back to them. But then I'll end up on a random person Instagram and they won't have anything on. And I'm like, yo, how's Instagram not catching? How's the algorithm not catching this? It's like 15.
I'm telling you, they have their hands up their asses, okay? I'm telling you, that's just like, man, Twitter. Okay, my homeboy had reported me. You know what? My homeboy had reported me in the same sentence means that he's not really that much of a homeboy. I'm talking about you, Vaughn. But he had reported me because he said that I be sounding too horny on the TL, so he had to report me. So I don't know what he's talking about. Let's be real. But let me get to my main point here. So he said I was getting too horny on the TL. He had to report me. And I ended up getting in like Twitter jail for like 12 hours. And when they pulled up the tweet, Greg, this is some dumb shit. And the reason I say that is because I was looking at this tweet and I was like, one, this has nothing to do with me being horny. Two, if y'all would have looked at the video that I was talking to in reference to the tweet, ain't no way y'all would have freaking put me in Twitter jail.